him talking about the battle a little bit late. I don't know. I feel like we could have did without that, but I feel like he wanted us to hear that.
I just don't. It's hard for me to come up with like words to convey my feelings on this topic.
Speaking of J. Cole, he did drop a new song. I landed in London and he had sent over the he dropped it on Instagram, man. Port Antonio. Man, I know you were really upset at Cole when he apologized and backed off from the battle. But man, months later, he finally addressed why he did it, man. In this song, I before we get to that, I just want to say I enjoyed this song. I enjoyed hearing from Cole. I'm not sure if he was just putting this out just to kind of like, you know, finally speak on this, or if this is something that is a part of a rollout because he did post it on Instagram. It doesn't feel like if this will be on an album,
No.
but I did like it as a song. Just I like hearing from Cole, so it was refreshing. But him talking about the battle a little bit late, I don't know. I feel like we could have did without that, but I feel like he wanted us to hear that. He wanted us to hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. It's hard for me to come up with like words to convey my feelings on this topic. I really just don't want to hear it from Cole. Like, all right, we get it. A lot of time has passed now. You feel like you didn't want to take any sides. You love Kendrick. You love Drake. Oh, Drake, keep your head up. Don't let him get you down. Like all this bullshit that he's talking about. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I just don't want to hear it. I don't.
He said, "I wouldn't have lost the battle. I would have lost the bro. I would have gained a foe, and all for what? Just attain some mo. For yeah, props from strangers that don't got a clue of what I've been aiming for."
I don't know. There's like a changed perception that I have with Cole now. Like there's a different lens that I look at him through, or that I'm hearing his music through. The words just do not like when I hear him rap. It's like okay, yes, you can rap, but I don't really.
Connect with it.
I don't connect with it. I don't get like the same feeling from what he's saying.
Yeah. Troy,
Like, don't tell me you wouldn't have lost
why?
because you fucking bowed out. Like you lost on your own. You forfeited. You fucking lost. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Troy, you appreciated his apology, right? You thought that was a smart move. What do you think about him addressing it in this song?
Yeah, honestly, I like the song a lot. I like the sample. Song was really good. It's weird. Like J. Cole for me, I know this is like I don't think it's gonna be like this take, and I feel like history's gonna show like it's gonna be Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole.
Mm.
But I think at least this point for me personally, I don't think there's anything that Drake can do to take the number two spot from J. Cole. I know this whole rap beef stuff, like J. Cole bowed out, he kind of forfeited whatever. He's still my number two in that big three, no matter what, unless Drake drops like an amazing, if you're reading this as 2A project or something, and J. Cole just drops a dud, then okay, maybe. But I think like J. Cole's gonna be my number two out of that big three, no matter what. And with that being said, what he said, I kind of people were saying it's like revisionist history, like his point of view is kind of like trying to rewrite what happened and make it seem like Drake and J. Cole or Kendrick were gonna like kill each other. He's like torn between his two bros and stuff. And I kind of get what he was saying, but I don't think like I think he should have conveyed that in the middle of the beef or something. Like, don't wait like what's this like 5 months, 4 months later,
Exactly.
and you're saying, "Oh, my bros, and I want to lose you guys." Kind of like, okay, come to the beef with something like this, because I think Drake, J. Cole lyrically could have like he didn't have to go low, he didn't have to get like super personal like Kendrick and Drake did. I think he could have like done his own introspective thing, like he's
Yeah.
been doing, and just be like, "Hey, you know what? My two bros are fighting. I'm here to kill them." And or just like something like that. I think that would have went over a lot better. Even if he would have like been like, "Hey, you're not really beefing, but I'm addressing this in the middle of it." I think that would have been the better approach. But I mean, he already apologized. He already said, "Hey, that was corny what I did," and this is him just living out his truth. And I'm here for it. It's still song sounded good to me. I never really believed or like felt super like when he said like, "Oh, I'm the best rapper alive." I'm like, I never thought he was better than Kendrick. So that stuff never really bothered me when he said it because I'm like, I don't believe this, but I like that you believe it. I like that you're so confident. So still keep that confidence up. I'll be there with you, man.
Yeah, he didn't believe it. That's what he showed
I
us.
know, and that's the problem. Like,
Yeah,
it's just annoying when you go out and you go on all these fucking songs and features and you say all this stuff for so many years, and then when you get the opportunity, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna run from the beef because these are my dogs. Like I love you, Kendrick. Go on stage and talk about how you love this man after you just dropped a mixtape essentially dissing him and every other rapper, and then you retract. It's just the whole shit is lame.
yeah. Well, I think he is really affected by other people. Like he said, he put out 7 minute drill because people were hyping him up, saying you got to do something. He put it out, and he didn't believe what he was saying, so he apologized, took it back, and he heard the backlash from that too. And I feel like he hasn't really addressed it since then, so it is a bit random to hear from him on this topic at this point. But I understand. I understand why he might feel the need to do so. It's just that I don't want to hear him talk about this ever again. Like, let this be the end of it. Get it out your system. You already apologized. You already publicly apologized to Drake as well. Put it in a song. Big, gave them both props. And let's move on now. Don't talk about this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it die. Like, because honestly, I don't think anybody was thinking about Cole and this beef at this time before he dropped this freestyle. But then in the freestyle, he's like talking about how his dog and he doesn't want to be a gun in a metaphor, and oh, they say I'm picking sides. They took my spot away. Start another war, Drake. You'll always be my dog. I'm not ashamed to say you did a lot for me. Like, oh, fuck all the narrative. Like, all this stuff. It's just like, it's stupid to me.
Yeah, and that's why I'm sorry. Like, I love J. Cole, but I can't put him above Drake when he's saying that in the song. I can't do it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like, Drake, you're my big homie. Isn't he older than Drake too? Like, they came up like at the same time. I don't feel like he has to do all that. It's just like, bro, it's so annoying. You know,
he'd be
I mean?
little broing himself, and that's the problem. Like but then at the same time, he'll rap in a song talking about, oh, I'll kill all you dudes. Like, nobody can rap better than me. Like. But then at the same time, you'll drop a freestyle and be like, oh, I love looking up to him. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I said, I have a hard time explaining my feelings about it because, like, I'm in that group that thought, yeah, Cole could be better than Kendrick. Yeah. Like, if they came to a rap beef, I think Cole could put in work and be right there with him, if not better.
Yeah.
I was in that group. And I will never be in that group again.
No one's in that group.
No, I think there were plenty of people that were, but like this shit is disgusting now.
I mean, J. Cole was
that group does not exist anymore.
Like J. Cole is just like, hell no. Are you serious? I still can't believe. Whatever. I'm so happy things are where they're at today.
Well, yeah, you were fucking right. Of course you're happy. Like,
but to me, it was
your dog in the fucking fight won. Like,
well, he won because he's the best. Like, because he's been proving it. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just different levels of what they do, you know. And Kendrick has been doing this since we've known
Kendrick
him.
is Patrick Mahomes. I don't know where Drake and Cole line up, but they're not Patrick Mahomes.
No.
And Mahomes is playing like shit this year too, but he's still undefeated. Exactly.
Undefeated. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. What do you think about Kendrick's interview with SZA? You guys, I only saw like a couple like headlines from it, a couple like transcripts. I didn't read the whole thing. But Troy, did you see anything from it?
I only saw like a headline too about like Kendrick talking about like how he grew up with like his father who's like super masculine, and how he had to like kind of tap into like his feminine energy to be more vulnerable and try to convey that too, because most of the world is they're women. So to tap into that market too and just be a little bit more vulnerable, I thought that was pretty cool to see, especially coming off of this like huge rap beef, and he's talking about how like being able to be sensitive and just like open up and how it helped him up. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that SZA was the one who was interviewing him too. I didn't get to read the whole thing, but I'll probably read it this week.
Yeah, I thought that was dope too, especially coming off of Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
And the Big Steppers. That album, super introspective. You could tell he started going to therapy, and it makes a lot of sense seeing his growth, in the last 2 years from putting out that project. He still has that mindset. He's still pushing himself, and he acknowledged like the moment that he was crying on stage with Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Game, and he said, I cried in front of everybody. And he's like, now I'm able to feel more comfortable just crying on the regular. Now he looks back at that moment. He's happy to see himself like live that moment and actually, let him be in his emotions because he sees all the hard work that put him in that place. She also asked him about like what the song "Not Like Us" means to him. Man.
Yeah. He went off. He basically said, "Drake, you a bitch."
He did not say that. He said that in the song, but
oh man, yeah, that's the only part that I caught is the clip where he was talking about what "not like us" means, and I saw the pictures and stuff that came from the interview, but I haven't read or listened to the transcript yet.
Yeah, he goes, "Not like us." He's like, "Not like us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent." Now, if you identify with the man that I represent, this man has morals. He has values. He believes in something. He stands on something. He's not pandering. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He's just like, it reflects me, and anyone who's not like me, you like Drake, and you like a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, for real, like, that's what I hated about people comparing them to begin with. It's just like, okay, Drake makes good music. He's a very good rapper. He's a good artist. Of course, he makes fun stuff, but he doesn't really stand on anything. He panders to all different types of culture. He's a chameleon. It's just like his music's pretty empty. He's not really saying anything of substance. He never really takes a stand. And I'm just saying, like, I could never feel comfortable saying the best hip-hop artist is a guy who just is like fucking Ricky Martin. Like, I'm sorry, like, he's a pop artist. You feel me? Like, I just never felt comfortable, and I'm glad that other people see it this way. There's a lot of Drake fans, calling like Kendrick a hypocrite and being like, "Oh, you talk about Drake all year, but now you try to say the song's about you." But I guess they don't understand the nuance and what he's actually saying and how he's kind of like doubling down on the diss.
Well, I don't get how they don't understand. Like, it's literally in the title, "Us" is inclusive of Kendrick. Like, so clearly it could be about him. Like, people are stupid. I liked what he said about. This is the quote. "I don't believe I'm an angry person, but I do believe in love and war, and I believe they both need to exist. And my awareness of that allows me to react to things, but not identify with them as who I am. Just allowing them to exist and allowing them to flow through me. That's what I believe."
Damn, that's some woke psycho shit right there.
For real. So allowing love and war to flow through him helped him kill Drake.
Bro, that's some real Gemini shit, man.
I like that. I like that.
Oh, man, I love it, too. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Cole. Shout out to Drake, Tyler, Yay, hopefully we get new music from all of them soon.
Yeah.
They're saying Drake is working on his album with Party Next Door. I would love that. I love Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he acts tough. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.